It was December 1987, and I was staring at a pregnancy test and wondering, what had I done? I didn't think of the repercussions. I had a boyfriend, you could call him a boyfriend, since I was about 12 years old. And once we got to about high school level, freshman year, it didn't take long before the little kisses wanted to turn into something more. One thing led to another. We took chances, and I'm staring at a pregnancy test. And I thought, now what? We loved each other, what we thought was love. I quickly told him, we are pregnant. I remember he cried and said, now what do we do? 2 kids taking on the task of parenthood. That was not the only task we were going to be taking on. Little did I know that giving birth to a child wasn't going to be the biggest problem I would face in life at such a young age. The biggest problem I was going to face was the stigma that came with that. I'm not going to lie. Before we told our parents, I went to a phone book. And I looked into aborting this baby. Aborting this baby that I felt I was not ready to have. I was 15 years old. What did I know about being a mom? And I heard a very loving, strong voice from someone, a power, a being that I did not believe in. I did not believe in a God. And I heard a very loving voice tell me, this too shall pass. I remember that. And that voice that I heard standing in the kitchen in my home alone with tears, confusion, fear. And that voice gave me such peace that I closed that phone book and I trusted that voice, the voice of a being that I didn't believe in. I had our daughter August 1st of 88. But not before making things right in the eyes of our parents. A lot of things have changed from the 80s to now. And there was accountability back then, at least with our parents. If we made our beds, we were going to lie in it. As you can see here, this is my husband at 17 years old. And you can see the fear in his eyes. You can see, what have we done? And I wish I could tell you that it's been so easy. But I will tell you that I love where we're at now. We faced problems. We experienced adultery. And we ultimately divorced. But I remembered that still voice of that being that I didn't believe in. Every time I faced hardships, that this too shall pass. I started trusting in that being. I got on my knees and said, if you are real, if you are there, I hear you. Why you've had such mercy on me for not trusting in you, not believing in you. I said, I need you to take control of this. And he did. He did. He took control in so many areas. This was our wedding date of January 31st, 1988. I was actually about 3.5 months pregnant in this picture. We went on and had a nice wedding. We didn't know anybody there. Nobody came up to congratulate us. And I'll never forget when we had our dollar dance. A very well-educated man, I'm not going to say who he was, came up to us and gave a $100 bill and it was torn in 2 pieces. And he gave the half of the 50 to the person taking the dollars on my side, and the half to the person taking the dollars on the other side. And that division really struck me, because that told me that the stigma that was on our life was that there wasn't going to be unity for long. I went on, and like I said, I had our baby August 1st of 88. A beautiful baby girl, 16, 17-year-old, don't know what we were doing. Poverty stricken. Started succumbing to the stigma of, you're going to be on welfare all your life. I remember our goals being trying to get into Section 8 housing. And not for a temporary purpose, not for a purpose just to get past the hardships, but for life. I remember that. Saying if I could get into Section 8, and we applied, and we never got in. I remember our outings were going to the food stamp line. Those were exciting things for us. Going to WIC to make sure that the juice was upgraded. Making sure that the cereals were upgraded, the cheese, those turned out to be our outings. Until that day that I got on my knees. And I said, I want more. I was never told when teen pregnancies hit, immediately it's let's get you training, let's get you to work, let's try to get you off of welfare, let's try to do this, let's try to do that. But never do they encourage you to go to study big, to have big dreams. They feel that you are just a negative part of society. And I believe that. Until that day. And then something changed. And I realized the fear that I had was a lie the whole time. Fear is a liar. I realized that I am enough, that he was enough. He might not have been enough for those people who put that stigma on us. I may not have been enough or proven myself to be enough, but we were enough for each other. And we knew that we had to move forward. We had to break this stigma that followed us for so long, still does. When we realized that, he started going to school. He did very well. He had earned his bachelor's in biology and became a teacher. That stigma reduced just a tad bit. I worked 3 jobs to support all of us. At that time, we had 3 kids. And I said, these are sacrifices we're going to make on our own. And I did, we did it together. Then it was my turn. I had to maintain working because of the bills and stuff, but God said, fear is a liar. And you're going to do it, but with me. This picture here, I'm graduating my master's degree. I had a pretty good GPA, I'm not going to lie, 3.89. I was damn proud of myself there, and so was my husband, as you can see. And they didn't stop there. I wanted more. I wanted a lot more. Because I realized that I had lived in fear for so long, and it was behind me now. So I went on. I went on to open a business. And again, it wasn't by myself. It wasn't just my husband and I. But that strong power that said, this too shall pass, started guiding us. Started guiding us and opening doors for us. And I opened up my first business, South Texas Interpreters for the Deaf. Started off as a very small business. And as I started encouraging people, encouraging our deaf community, encouraging people in the community to provide these services and how we can work together as one and not have that stigma, that separation that keeps us apart. My business grew, and it's growing, and it's growing. I recently developed an app that will be out in 10 days. This app is going to bridge communities together. It's going to bridge a Spanish-speaking community, an English-speaking community, and a deaf-speaking community together to unite, to reduce those stigmas. I'm moving on to other things. Remember, fear is a liar. So I've taken off with everything I can. I am now the proud owner of Javosky. You might call it Javosky. That's what we anticipated, well. But Javosky. And it's a platform that's going to be used at an international level for universities. It's an amazing opportunity. I am now a partner with a web development team from India, Coherent Labs. These doors of opportunity literally have fallen on my lap. But the reason that they came to me was because I kept my mind open. I reduced that stigma, and when people come at me and try to add stigma to anything that I try to do now or to my family, I remember that voice. And I remember that we can do all things through him. And I am. So this is what's most important to me. I can create businesses till I'm blue in the face. And I love it, I do. My bachelor's is in business. But this is what's important to me. So that baby that I had August 1st of 1988, this is her. She's a beautiful mother of two. I don't have Everly up there, but there is Victoria. She has gone on to face her own stigmas. She too was faced with a pregnancy, an unplanned pregnancy, and those stigmas tried to follow her. She went to a university one day and said, I want to major in this. And that advisor actually told her in so many words, I don't think you've got what it takes. And it reduced her motivation. I remember she got home and she was so upset, she was in tears. And I had to tell her, and I had to speak truth into her. Fear is a liar, you can do it. She's now finishing up her master's in marriage and family counseling, Christian-based. So this one that I wanted to abort, God's plan and purpose was greater. And at 15, at 15 years old, when I had that phone book open to abort her, that he cared enough and knew that the plans that he had were greater. And I'm glad I trusted that voice, because that voice has given me my legacy. These are my children. These are my blessings. Looking back, when I see a mom who's pregnant, teen pregnant, my heart goes out to them. Because I know the stigmas that they're facing. I know they are. I know the hardships. I know what it is to be evicted from places because you don't have money to pay. I know what it is to be looked at when you're paying with those food stamp dollars. I know what it is to be in poverty. But fear is a liar, and those stigmas are a liar. Don't allow those things to overtake you in your life. Be bold, be strong, and continue forward on your path, and you will see great things come to pass. Thank you.